The Will of Fire is a recurring element in Naruto that we see in many characters from the Leaf. The belief was popularized by Hashirama, and he passed the Will of Fire down to all the Hokage following him and many other Leaf shinobi. Hashirama believed that the village was a family that would protect each other even if it cost them their life. The second, third, and fourth Hokage died while portraying the Will of Fire, but also passed down this belief to the next generations. The philosophy was not apparent to us until Konoha was attacked during the chunin exams, and that is when we see several shinobi put their faith into the Will of Fire. The two characters we see set excellent examples for this belief is Naruto and the third Hokage, Hiruzen Sarutobi. In this video, I want to go in depth and talk about how Hiruzen's last betrayal of the Will of Fire coincided with Naruto discovering and putting his faith in the Will of Fire. Naruto did not have the Will of Fire for the first 100 chapters of the manga, or the first 50 episodes of the show. He did show that he was very brave and would fight for his comrades, but the Will of Fire's definition isn't this shallow. Asuma's definition focuses more on protecting the next generation, and he feels like that is who he died for in the end. Naruto is only 12 in part 1, and this means that he is still that next generation that Asuma is talking about. Asuma's father, Hiruzen, has a broader definition for the Will of Fire. He sees everyone in the village as his children, and he doesn't put the next generation over the older generations like Asuma does. This definition is what I believe Naruto eventually begins to believe in, rather than Asuma's, but he doesn't have this revelation for a while. Naruto was obviously a bold character, but he hadn't been put in a situation to discover the Will of Fire yet. Naruto first shows his bravery when Kakashi is trapped in Zabuza's water prison. Zabuza had just trapped the strongest person that Naruto knew, and even though Kakashi urged him to run away, Naruto decided to not abandon him. Naruto even became aware that Zabuza had a history of ruthlessly murdering his classmates, but that didn't even deter him. Instead, he worked with Sasuke and eventually freed Kakashi. Now this does sound very similar to the Will of Fire, but I will say there's a fine line between the Will of Fire and pure bravery. This line is if you are truly risking your life or not. In this situation, Naruto's own life is not quite on the line. Zabuza does gloat about how he enjoys killing, but when he attacks Naruto and Sasuke, he doesn't really show any intention of killing them, even though he probably could have. Naruto doesn't feel the threat of dying either, and that's why this situation is a display of bravery and not the Will of Fire. Sasuke even displays the Will of Fire before Naruto, but this is because he was put in a life or death situation before him. When they were both fighting Haku, Sasuke showed that he would sacrifice his life in order for Naruto to live. Even though Sasuke has a very important goal of killing Itachi, he still tries to sacrifice his life for Naruto. This goal completely shaped Sasuke's life too, but that didn't matter in the end. He decided to save Naruto instead, and despite his animosity towards Naruto, he still says that his body moved on his own to protect him. Even when Team 7 is fighting Orochimaru in the Forest of Death, Naruto still doesn't have the Will of Fire yet. When he fights Orochimaru, he isn't very scared and doesn't believe his life is on the line. Sasuke is on the contrary though, because he's seen just how sadistic Orochimaru is, and he believes that Orochimaru is going to kill him. His courage wavers for a moment, but eventually he decides to fight Orochimaru one-on-one in order to protect his team members. He does this even though he is under the belief that if he fails, Orochimaru will kill him. So Naruto is yet to fear for his life, unlike Sasuke. This is because Naruto is overconfident and not nearly as smart as Sasuke. Naruto will fight anyone and doesn't think about the consequences of failing, while Sasuke thinks critically about his options during a fight. Naruto lacks a flight response, while Sasuke is in touch with his fight-or-flight instincts. Naruto's blind bravery is not completely blind though. Eventually he has to be put in a life-or-death situation, and what better way to do that than with someone who terrifies him? Gaara is the person that helps Naruto inherit the Will of Fire. It is their fight when Naruto inherits it, but first let's talk about their build-up to their fight. Naruto first met Gaara right before the chunin exams, but neither of them really left an impression on one another. They meet again during the prelims, but they don't interact with each other. Naruto gets to watch Gaara fight Lee while Kankuro enlightens Naruto on who Gaara is. Kankuro talks about how strong Gaara is, but more importantly he talks about how he has a sadistic side to him. Gaara eventually shatters one of Lee's legs and one of his arms, and Naruto is there to witness it. He even hears a medical ninja say that the injuries caused by Gaara were so severe that Lee could never be a ninja again. Naruto begins to understand who Gaara is. It isn't until their hospital encounter that he truly begins to fear Gaara. Naruto confronts Gaara while he tries to kill Sleeping Lee, and that's when he gets to really see who Gaara is. Gaara explains how he only exists to kill others, and this is what eventually gets Naruto to fear someone. It took Gaara explaining how he enjoys killing in detail for Naruto to finally realize that it is entirely possible for him to die during a fight. It is at this moment that Naruto does not want to fight Gaara at all, and he makes this obvious time and time again. The next time they meet, Naruto and Shikamaru watch Gaara murder 2 people just because they stood in his way. Naruto is terrified by this, and when Gaara walked past him after the murders, he was paralyzed with fear. This fear was so great that he begged Kakashi to end the fight because he thought Gaara would kill Sasuke. This was a fear that Naruto would eventually have to overcome though. Just like how Sasuke had to protect Naruto's life against Haku, Naruto finally got his chance to protect Sasuke's. Sasuke chose the path that is the will of fire subconsciously, but Naruto wavered greatly when he was put in a situation similar to Sasuke. Instead of fighting Gaara immediately, he tells his teammates to run, but that was not an option at this point. Sasuke was paralyzed and Sakura was trapped under some sand that was going to slowly crush her to death. Naruto could have run away and left his friends for dead, but instead he confronted Gaara. This is the moment when he inherited the Will of Fire. Hiruzen was going through a similar dilemma during the chunin exams. He knew that Orochimaru was going to attack the village in the near future, but his reaction was different than Naruto's. Hashirama was Hiruzen's teacher, and he instilled the Will of Fire in Hiruzen over 50 years before Part 1. He believes that Orochimaru is stronger than him, and he even wishes that Minato was still alive to fight him. His Will of Fire ignores this though, and he understands that he will have to fight Orochimaru in the end. He also probably understands that he is probably going to have to use the Reaper Death Seal to win, even though it would cost him his life. Even though he had to fight his former student and the corpses of his 2 masters, he still found the courage to overcome all of that and stop Orochimaru from destroying the village. This final display of the Will of Fire happens at the exact same time Naruto first displays his Will of Fire. During Hiruzen's last stand, he goes on to explain the Will of Fire even further. He says that a shinobi finds his true strength when he has to protect something precious to him. Defying all odds and pushing himself to his limits, Hiruzen protected the Leaf Village for the last time as Hokage. Even beyond that, he passes the torch to Naruto. As he dies, Naruto also defies all odds and pushes himself to his limits. When Naruto first started to fight Gaara, he was seriously outmatched. Gaara had transformed into a monster and was giving Naruto a serious beating, but Naruto didn't waver. Naruto even says that he has a strong and mysterious feeling that he doesn't want to lose to Gaara even if he has to die in order to win and protect his comrades. It is right after this feeling begins to arise in Naruto, he begins to turn the tide in the battle. Naruto is able to place an explosive tag on Gaara, and immediately after that he shocks everyone by summoning 2,000 shadow clones. He proceeds to lay an intense beatdown on Gaara, but his momentum comes to a halt when Gaara finally transforms into the One-Tails. Naruto is staring down a beast that is hundreds of times larger than him. On top of that, Naruto is out of chakra, but despite all that, he is able to do the impossible yet again, and uses some of the Nine-Tails chakra in order to summon Gamabunta. Shortly after that, he has to tap into his Nine-Tails chakra again, and he uses this to defeat the One-Tails. Directly after that, he uses his last bit of strength to deliver a finishing blow on Gaara. It took all of his chakra and all of his physical strength to take out Gaara and the One-Tails, but thanks to the Will of Fire, he was able to achieve the impossible. After this fight, the Will of Fire is a defining part of Naruto's character. Even though the Leaf loses Hiruzen as their protector, Naruto takes on that job. The One-Tails and Orochimaru were the 2 top threats during the finals, and Hiruzen and Naruto took them out separately. Hiruzen fought the more public fight, and was praised as a hero more than Naruto was after the Chunin exams. Naruto gets his opportunity in Part 2 though, when he fights Pain in front of the whole Leaf Village. After that fight, Naruto is praised as a hero just like Hiruzen was, and that is the moment when Naruto was seen as the Leaf's new protector. In conclusion, Naruto inherited the Will of Fire when his friends' lives were on the line, and Hiruzen explains how the Will of Fire works while Naruto discovers it. I've always loved how Hiruzen passed the torch to Naruto, and how they fought at the exact same time. Anyway, thank y'all for watching, and subscribe if you want to see more videos in the future. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and comment something if you have something to say. Anyway, thank y'all for watching, and I guess I'll see y'all next time.